Good morning, good afternoon, from whichever uh, part of the world and within Papua New Guinea you are watching from. My name is Solomon Wesley Sua, and I will be joining you on this Thursday's episode of Cyber Thursday. And today we will look at an interesting topic, and I thank you all for attending. I thank you for if you're not attending and you will be watching this at a later date. I thank you all for taking this time and opportunity to join me on this episode of Cyber Thursday. Our topic for today, we will be covering a very interesting topic, and that is on cybersecurity, and that is on artificial intelligence. So our topic for today, or our agenda, will be Papua New Guinea at 50 and leveraging artificial intelligence and cybersecurity for a government for a smarter digital government. And this will be episode number 1, because we will be doing a few other episodes following this. Firstly, to introduce myself, I am the CEO and founder of Cybersecurity PNG Limited, a locally owned and a pioneer cyber security, cyber defense, cyber assurance, cyber crime, cyber forensics, cyber intelligence, and cyber forensics intelligence, cyber governance, risk, and compliance company. And we're based in Port Moresby, and our clients include government as well as the private sector. And we provide solutions to protect our clients. And today I am happy that you took time out to join me on this episode. Without further ado, without further delay, what I'm going to do now is share the slide that I will be presenting, and if you have any questions or so, feel free to pop in any questions as and when you wish. Let me share my slide with you, and you should be able to see that. It's very interesting times that actually we're living in, and times of artificial intelligence, times when cybersecurity attacks, and both the cybersecurity attack and defense of it is powered by artificial intelligence. Those that are attacking systems, attacking computers, and those that are defending, those that are on a defensive warfare and those that are on offensive warfare, both are faced with these relentless opportunities that we have, where cybersecurity is becoming challenge and also becoming a tool that you can safeguard your network. So we start this webinar, and we call it Cyber Thursday. Why Cyber Thursday? Because every Thursday we want to bring a random topic regarding cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and then we want to see where we can fit into the society, especially on pressing issues. And that is the reason why we chose Thursdays to do this. So our and that's why we call it cyber Thursday. So today's episode was we call it we want to do this on cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. Um, so without any further ado, let me take you through the slides. So it says Papua New Guinea at 50, and Papua New Guinea at 50, and leveraging artificial intelligence and cybersecurity for a smarter digital government. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is again Solomon Wesley Shaw, and I am the CEO and founder of Cybersecurity PNG Limited, a cybersecurity company based in Papua New Guinea. We cover cybersecurity, cyber defense, cyber assurance, cyber forensic, cyber crime, cyber intelligence, and cyber governance, risk, and compliance. And today's episode will be on Papua New Guinea at 50, leveraging artificial intelligence cybersecurity for a smarter digital government. PNG at 50, a turning point for digital government. The national government through digital modernization, secure effective public service delivery and technology as an enabler, not a disruptor, collaboration across sectors and agencies. So that is a turning point for the government when it's 50. So when the government is 50 and then it sets policies, it sets frameworks, it passes legislation in order to look beyond 50. This is what we at cybersecurity take, and that we are calling it that it is a turning point for digital governance. Those days of manual paperwork, those days of all these are over. And today at 50, we are at the right time when digital transformations are happening. We are at the right time because at the moment we have technology that can assist our government and our corporate societies, whether it be personal lives or corporate organizations, through what we call digital transformation. So a turning point for the digital governance, a national opportunity for smaller governments. It not only brings us there, but it gives us an opportunity that we can embrace technology and then we drive opportunities for a smarter governance. So artificial intelligence to improve decision making, automation to strengthen integrity, data to inform service outcomes, ICT to close performance gaps, and many others. But at this crossroad and at this juncture of, we realize that Papua New Guinea has an opportunity for a smarter governance. And I agree with many calls by government leaders, past, present, future. There'll be calls to strengthen our systems, strengthen our governance, and governments past and present are embarking on some of the critical interventions, we call it, to embrace digital government. So here we have an opportunity. It's a national opportunity for smarter governance. Cybersecurity. Many times people ask, what is cybersecurity? And it's Mr. Copy, I think you joined me. Can you hear me? Yep. Hey, Mr. David Copy, I can hear you. Thank you for joining. Can you hear me? I think I cannot hear you, but I see you are joining me. I think this you may check your microphone. But thank you for joining. I am in I already this webinar has been recorded for those that are joining in late and those that could not be able to attend. So I'm in probably number 4th slide, and I am sharing the PowerPoint slide there. You can see started from 1, 2, and there's some introduction on what I will be talking today, and that is on Papua New Guinea at 50, leveraging artificial intelligence and cybersecurity for a smarter digital government. And that is what I am talking about today. And thank you for joining. I just went through, I think, a few slides. Nothing. There are about 15 slides, and I'm on number 4 when you join. So I'll continue. And if you have any comments, questions, you can pop them up, chat. You can do that. So I'll continue with what I said.
Yes, that's okay. Thank you.
Now I can hear you very clearly. So you adjusted your microphone and speaker. Perfect. Good
Yes,
quality.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you for joining. This webinar is also being recorded. So after this, I will share with you and others that cannot make it to the webinar. So we just make sure whatever we share for today's webinar, it can be accessed by others who could not make it. So I'll go through with this one. I'm just covering on Papua New Guinea at 50 and artificial intelligence and cybersecurity for smarter digital government. So I had a brief introduction earlier, and let me go. There's a few slides there. You can see the slides that I'm sharing with you. I'm on number 5. That is the cybersecurity, the backbone of digital government.
Yes.
Thank you. So, as I was stating earlier, from the private sector as well as the government, their past and present governments have made huge interventions in this particular space of digital transformation. So, the trend that is happening now is at a very faster rate. Artificial intelligence is coming on the scene, and a lot of IT experts in the country call for government to have some infrastructure in place. Others are saying that cloud computing platforms are available, and we can utilize the power of cloud computing rather than government spending billions of kina in setting up infrastructure. So these are views coming from 2 different views from within the ICT sector. And after this webinar, I'm kind of want to give the options or put the options out there, and people will judge for themselves, departmental and governments, and see which are the better options, either to go with AI, with infrastructure that is provided by a service provider, or do we allow government to invest and wait for the opportunities to pass by or get materialized or get mature, or any other term that we may be. But at the moment, social media is filled with views of 2 different on what artificial intelligence can do, and are we ready or not. So on the backdrop of this, and at the foundational level, cybersecurity is the backbone of digital government. So any national cybersecurity principles, identity, data infrastructure protection, digital trust for citizens and institutions, secure systems before automation, all these things, and there may be others that we can add on to that list. And all of that is run in cybersecurity. And for a layman who may be watching this, have the opportunity to watch this later, what is cybersecurity? I normally describe it in a kind of a biological term by using what I call an ecosystem. So we understand there's a pond there are frogs there, lay their eggs, and then there's a tadpole, and the whole cycle goes on. So in cybersecurity, we do have these kind of ecosystems where our infrastructures, where there's a server there are network equipments, routers, switches, computers, and then mobile devices, server rooms. All of these things are happening in a what we call a digital ecosystem. And Cybersecurity is basically the protection of that particular digital cyber ecosystem and anything that is in there. So it can be the device as well as the data that is on the device. The device can be a switch, a router, or a printer, or anything that is in there. And then the protection of that is cybersecurity, and the backbone of that is, and that is the backbone of a digital government. So the government want to go bringing things like the electronic funds transfer system to the cloud or anything of that matter. Those systems need to be secured before they go to the cloud or face the internet. So cybersecurity is basically the protection of all of that, and that is the backbone of a digital government. Without that, without cybersecurity, the government or any private company will not achieve the digital transformation objectives, because at the core of it is a server or a router that is powering the entire IT operation. So that particular server and the router switches, all of that need to be protected. So that is why we believe cybersecurity is the backbone of digital government, not only in PNG, but any government for that matter. We want to leverage the power of artificial intelligence, digital transformation. Cybersecurity is the first thing that they need to make sure it is in place. And doesn't mean that they have to employ all the top cybersecurity engineers in a company. Some of our SMEs, some of our government departments, or even corporate companies, they may not have the budget to hire cybersecurity experts. But we at Cybersecurity, Cybersecurity PNG Limited, what we are proposing or pushing is that it's like you really not need to be a mechanical engineer to drive a vehicle. You can change check the water levels, you can refill the engine oil, all these minor things we can do, but at the end of the day, that keeps the engine running, that keeps the big mechanical systems in the vehicle running. So those basic things are the ones that are fundamentals of entire like a mechanical engineering system, like in a vehicle. So one not really need to be a mechanical engineer to, let's say, drive a vehicle or change a vehicle. Even I've seen some people are very good at fixing vehicles. They have never been to any school or anything, but they can do that because of years of continuous involvement in that. So that is the same thing with cybersecurity. We have to be cyber learned and cyber savvy. So our workforce need to be a cyber learned workforce. Those non-technical users like the receptionist, the mailman, all of that need to be made aware of what is cybersecurity and what they can protect at their level and at their day-to-day workplaces. So that is what cybersecurity is. We all have a duty to protect. It is the protection of the systems and device that we are custodian of. Our next slide is what we are discussing on digital transformation. It aligns with national digital policies and legislation. So there are other departments and governments having their plans, like Department of Finance would have his planning, national planning would have theirs. They're there, but I cannot put all of them here, but I put the ones that are Department of ICT is spearheading. And I think one plan there is for the Department of Health, which is the National Health Plan 2021 to 2030. And they have some components of digital transformation in there. So that's the one that I picked up. But the other agencies and key agencies and the departments have their own policies and legislation, which are in line with what the Department of ICT is running. So I include few there. The first one is the Digital Transformation Policy 2020. That is from the Department of ICT. The second one is the Government Cloud Policy 2023. The third one is National Cybersecurity Policy 2021, Digital Government Act 2022, Data Governance and Data Protection Policy 2024, and National Health Plan 2021-2030, and the Medium Term Development Plan. That is 2023-2027. So these are ones that I picked up just to briefly go through and see how digital transformation and artificial intelligence, as well as cybersecurity, is affecting the national development goals, because all the policies that all the departments, if you look at and government through the Department of ICT is running is they are all basing their what on the digital transformation or ICT systems and cybersecurity systems. So the protection of that is why we said earlier it is the backbone of a digital government. So these are the policies and legislation that are already being. I think there's only one legislation. That's the Act of 2022. Others are policy papers that they have. So when you look at it, Digital Government Act, probably Digital Transformation Policy 2022 gave way for that particular Digital Government Act. So the others are there. We need separate legislation for this cybersecurity, for cloud. All of that would come with different legislation like other countries are doing. And for a start, the Papua New Guinea government has done very well in this particular area of having the right policies in place. So once you have a policy in place, then it will give rise to a act, and that needs support from all bipartisan approach where government, opposition, doesn't matter which side of the floor in the parliament you sit on. This are areas that transcends our national sovereignty and national security. So that needs support of all our elected leaders. So these are some of the legislation that we have and policy. So I'll just go through briefly and then we can finish that. The first one is the Digital Transformation Policy 2022. The purpose of that is to modernize government service delivery to secure, connected, and citizen-focused digital systems. So when you look at it, that's what DICT is spearheading, and they're in the right path to do that. They're looking at a secure, and that's when it's a secure, it's cybersecurity is automatically in there. And then digital-focused, citizen-focused digital systems. So the key focus areas are on the whole of government digital platforms, secure data and identity and infrastructure, ICT standards, and then few others there, digital inclusion, skills development. And what it enables is this one enables a better coordination across agencies, reduce manual processes and duplication, improved a stronger cybersecurity foundations, support digital health, justice and finance and governance and other systems. And we, the private sector, we also have a role in coming in there as well. So that's where private sector agencies and development partners support implementation. And we don't replace what the government is doing, but whatever the government put out, the private sector is there to implement. So that calls for partnership between the government and partners, especially in line with what the government is saying. By 2030, we should have 500,000 SMEs. There are a lot of SMEs in the sphere of digital transformation, so the government can partner with us. We are one of them. Cybersecurity PNG Limited is one of them doing this, in particular in the cybersecurity space. Slide number 7 is the next. I think, yeah, that I think is, I see that number 7 is on, because it is a key focus. No, sorry, I think there's a duplicate there. Let's go to the next one. Yep. National Cybersecurity Policy 2021. And that one is another policy that strengthens Papua New Guinea's resilience against cyber threats and protect national data system citizens. So this one, we don't have a specific cybersecurity act, but this one will give way for a new enactment of a specific national cybersecurity act, like the Digital Government Act 2022. When you look at the Digital Government Act, it's kind of broader. It covers all the spectrum of digital government, but then we need to go into specific like cybersecurity. So then it drills down to what offenses and what things that need to be covered exhaustively in this particular policy. So this one is the act. This one is the policy that we have. That's about 4 years ago. And that one is the national cybersecurity. The key focus areas are national cybersecurity governance, coordination, critical infrastructure, cyber incident response. I think that role is now between DICT and NICTA. Our National Cybersecurity Center could be under custody of in collaboration of these two agencies, the NICTA and the DICT. And what it enables is reduce duplicate of IT costs. So DICT now becomes the central coordination point of any system in the country. They will be the one that any cybersecurity, they should be the one that support this. And role of partners is like Cybersecurity PNG. We are partners in implementing what this. So we provide, like Cybersecurity PNG Limited, we provide training on how to train people to be ethical hackers, like not the bad guys, but the good guys to protect the systems of the government of Papua New Guinea. We train them to think like cyber criminals, but using the same tools, techniques. But the difference between us and them is that cyber criminals, they are for money and they are for to shut down system. They may have other political agendas as well, but for ethical guys, we come with the same tools and techniques, but we are here to protect government systems. That is cybersecurity national policy. The next one is the Digital Government Act. That was the act that was passed in 2022 with a massive support in both sides of the House and the Parliament. So that's a very good sign. That is already passed, and now DICT is using this to have all the like a coordination role that is they're playing. So that is we already have that legislation. Next one is the that one already covered. Next one is the National Health Plan 2021-2030. That's the theme is leaving no one behind, strengthening health systems and improve access to all provinces. That's strengthening health systems. That alone is calling for cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. So they have what we call KRAs, key result areas. There are 5 of them. And the first one is the LTI communities through effective engagement, working together in partnerships, increase access to quality and affordable health services, access, address disease burdens and target health priorities. That's public health. And then strengthen the health systems. So the strengthening of the health systems comes in both physical and as well as digital. And digital is where our session for today is of quite important. And then we have the medium-term development plan. That's that one talks about started in 2023, and that talks about 12 strategic priority areas, SPAs, and all of that. There's one national security there, and then ICT as an enabler in that particular digital technology priorities. They're looking at, when you look at all of that, probably 9 out of 12 is ICT, or all of them, there is ICT at the end that is powering this. Without ICT and digital transformation, we cannot reach this. That's the national government's national health plan. Sorry, the medium-term development plan for the government. And then health sector as a priority sector. This particular plan will secure digital patient systems, AI for planning and logistics, and reliable public-private support. So this one is basically calls for secure systems that will have our digital healthcare systems running. So at the moment, number of doctors, number of patients, number of across the country in all the provinces with the provincial health authorities, the opportunity is there for them to embrace digital ICT, and one of them is artificial intelligence. AI for public service engagement. Artificial intelligence is I saw one article recently. I think Prime Minister said something on. There was a article I saw. He was supportive of AI for public service, and that was a right call. Not only the our current Prime Minister, but any government of the day. That is the right call, because artificial intelligence is here to stay, and people are thinking that it will take away our jobs and all this. Yes, to some extent, yes, it will displace a lot of jobs. Remember those times when we used to stand in the public telephone booths, changing all these coins, and then as soon as mobile phone came on board, that business fades away. Yeah, so we used to have these public telephone booth systems, but they're gone. When artificial intelligence comes in, some of the jobs will be displaced, and that is for sure. Like most of the time, you wouldn't need people to write up proposals. You wouldn't need people to man a receptionist area or personal assistant or all of this. Like I run this SME company, and I use AI for my secretarial job, so I don't need to hire a receptionist. Not saying that I'm not discriminating any like a job categorization of any jobs. What I'm saying is that there are some jobs that will be displaced, and they're already being displaced. That is done by AI. So what do companies, government departments do? Do they lay these people off, or what they do? No, they can look at the job structures, and that's where the national planning Department of Personal Management comes in, that the restructuring of jobs and the categories. So instead of a receptionist, they have to come up with another name uh, that would cater for that particular traditional role, as well as when AI comes in, what do they do? So instead of saying a receptionist, they may say technology or personal assistant, or personal assistant slash AI officer or something like that, because what happens is that AI is there, and the reception will definitely use AI to do a lot of things. So they don't displace jobs, but they, in a way, disrupt jobs. So those jobs can be realigned. Job descriptions can be realigned, and positions can be realigned. And that's what AI is here to stay, and it's not going anywhere. So what Prime Minister's Honorable James Marape's call on AI to be integrated into the public service system is the right call, and it is in the right direction. And those that think that Papua New Guinea is not ready to embrace AI, there is no better time than today, because AI is a developing area, and we're to embrace. And the way to embrace is on the infrastructure side. Yes, I see most of our senior engineers, IT infrastructure engineers in the country, calling for government to do investments. They are not wrong in that sense. They are right. And that call, as well as the opportunities for, let's say, cloud computing are there. So what do we do? Do we allow the government to invest in very expensive data centers, or do we leverage what private sector is doing, like data centers? So AI is here to stay, and if the government does not have the money, then they can look for opportunities how they can leverage, let's say, data centers that are already operating in the country. I see in the country, few already offering data center services. Dataco is one of them, and other companies, even Cybersecurity, PNG. We're also interested in that particular space as well, to provide secure data center solutions. But the idea is, it's not about where your data stay. Some argue that when you put your government data out of the country, out of the physical geographical boundaries, then you're exposing it to, let's say, cyber criminals and cyber attacks. Well, that is true, but on the flip side, when you look at it, in cybersecurity, there is no boundaries. Even if you have your infrastructure or data center in the country, but if you don't comply with international data protection compliance, for instance, like EPA, that's for those that are processing payment card systems, or PCI for those that are accepting cards to do EPA for healthcare, and for PCI is for payment card industry. That is for those that are accepting payments that are made by any of the, like Visa or MasterCard or any credit card or debit card. For that to be compliant, whether you have it in the country or outside, you have to comply with that. So as a from a cybersecurity standpoint, it doesn't matter where it stays. Yes, you may argue on, others may argue, people may argue on like the other sovereignty, yes. But again, sovereignty and all of that is relies on cybersecurity as a secure system. So even if your data center is outside, but let's say if it is secure, then it can stay there. So that's where cybersecurity experts, government data protection experts, all of us need to see if the data center, like let's say you're running off AWS or Microsoft, and where are the data centers sitting? Are they sitting in China? Are they sitting in Russia? Or are they sitting in Singapore, Australia? And then they may have legislation there that even if somebody is in breach of anything and you want to get data out as an evidence, and if the data sits in Singapore data center or in Australia, then it falls back to like does the government have this understanding between different countries that if one offense is committed in another jurisdiction, can they send it back to let's say Papua New Guinea to be prosecuted? And then it comes back to our foreign relations and extraditing of offenders back to the country. It falls in that same category, but when it sits in the country or outside, it must comply with international standards, and that's what I'm saying. So if you have a data center in the country, then make sure you have redundancy. If you have only one in, let's say in Port Moresby, and saying that you're providing data center services, then that's not redundancy, because you have to have one similar one in Hagen or in Kokopo or in Brabal or in Bougainville or in anyway. So in the event that if anything cuts off in Port Moresby, then your data center in, let's say in Momase, should power lay, or it should do a fallback to your customers in Port Moresby or certain region for that matter. So of the 6 certain region districts, probably one should be in, let's say in Port Moresby. Of the islands, probably in Hagen, because Enga and Tari and Mendi may not be at this stage because of the situations that are going on, may not be an ideal place for a data center. So Mount Hagen could be a better place, or Goroka could be a better place. And for Momase, one could be in Medeng or in Ley. So whenever anything happened to one region, then your data center should automatically reroute your customers to that one. So then you have then that's a data center, and then you engage international compliance checks to be done, and you should be ISO certified. In that way, if you have only one data center and say that you provide redundancy in the country, no, that's not true. You have to have data centers across the country that provide redundancy. If anything happened to Port Moresby, PNG power blackout, then the lay ones would power even the Port Moresby clients. Next one is national risks without secure digital systems. Yes, so if you don't have secure digital systems, then we are providing a national risk to our government system. So we know what happens when a government system is down, like the famous January 10, when Department of Finance was under cyber attack some years back, or when the lootings happened in January 10, the Black Wednesday. These things happen, the government cannot operate. So then put us back to the question, do we have data centers in a country as volatile as it is now? Or do we trust companies like Microsoft, AWS, who are already providing data centers in a secure environment across the globe? So these are the national security questions as well as national sovereignty questions that we ask. And then we see, is it national sovereignty or national security take precedence? If it's national security takes precedence, then national sovereignty can be seen as like, where do we put our data centers? Who are our allies? Who respects our national sovereignty as it is now? If somebody commit an offense, is it easier for the Papua New Guinea government to get that person off that particular jurisdiction and put him under trial in Papua New Guinea jurisdiction? These are the questions that brings us. So it is intertwined, but the national security at most times take precedent, because if anything happens to national security, then our sovereignty is compromised. And what role do we, like Cybersecurity PNG Limited, play, or any person who is our competitor and we are also providing the same services? What do we play a role in the event of such times like this. And then we have a role in capacity building, digital infrastructure support, cyber defense expertise, AI system implementation, and others. So there's a Pacific AI Consortium Limited. There's another AI company that Cybersecurity PNG is into. So that's why I put there. But there are others in there. And this is just to put the slide out there, and that there are people that are providing this. So where do we partner with the government of the Papua New Guinea, or any government for that matter? And a lot of our Papua New Guineans are doing very well in other jurisdictions like Australia, New Zealand, even in the US. So we can do these things anyway. So where do we come in? And that's where we come in through the capacity building, cyber defense expertise, and AI system implementation. And there are collaborative areas for secure digital government. So where do we collaborate? Where do we come in, and where do we collaborate? Like e-government platforms. A lot of us Papua New Guinean digital companies are already into doing this. We are already partnering with government to provide them with secure platforms, and that is the correct way. That is the right way forward for any of our experts in the country in ICT and cybersecurity and other fields. So we can collaborate in government platform developments. We can collaborate in digital health systems like Rafa Digital Healthcare. That's one other company that we running that provide healthcare systems, that we develop patient monitoring systems. We develop like all of integrated healthcare systems in our country. So this is where we come in, and then we come in with the concept of secure data centers. I said earlier on regarding the cyber sovereignty and data sovereignty and national security. So if we think of national sovereignty, then we put our data centers in the country. If we think of national security, then we put our data centers not in the country, but in secure jurisdictions like Australia or Singapore, that we already have treaties of understanding between us, or agreements that if an offense is committed either in physical or in digital world, digital jurisdictions, then they can be sent back to our country to be tried. We can have data centers hosted in, let's say, AWS and Microsoft. And the way government is doing now is that the digital Department of ICT as the domain and all that is already running on AWS. So they've already seen that a partner that we can rely on. So it's Microsoft, and they're running most of the system in Microsoft 365, meaning that and we Cybersecurity PNG also help clients in the government ecosystem setting up Microsoft 365, which means that the government of Papua New Guinea is taking a keen approach and embracing cloud solutions that are already providing. So then it comes back to they already have understanding that if an offense is committed, let's say if government data is being leaked out in Australia, then Australian government and Papua New Guinea government will work towards identifying who is the person behind, and having him or her trial in the Papua New Guinea jurisdiction. So that's where we can collaborate in helping your government. So e-government and other systems that we can come in. And one of the, back to what Prime Minister said on our AI, embracing AI in the public service, that is very key. And this is the reason why that is so important. In recruitment, a lot of one-touch system, all things happening. Now we have LinkedIn. So what the government and personal management, Department of Personal Management will encourage is that of us all professionals, we go to LinkedIn, we update our papers, all of that in there. And now the personal management recruitment system will, with the help of AI, will look into, let's say, LinkedIn or any other professional networking platforms that we have, and then see this person is applying for the job. So then they will see that where does he work, or the Facebook, social media, all of these things. AI is now looking across the entire internet spectrum and see that, look, Solomon Wesley Sewer started a company like this, is like this, he works like this, is like that. He completed his master's in cybersecurity program with East Council University in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the United States. All of that is already, AI is getting all that for me. So when personal management get that report of me, who is me, and they're trying to do a profiling on me, digital platforms will already give them what kind of person I am. And then I may be submitting all my documents, and then the papers may be 30, 40 papers. What AI do is that it quickly looks through and then see that, and then it measures against the criteria that are set. So if somebody gets a lot of points, then that's merit based. So they get hired. So in that way, you really cut down on any uh, system like nepotism or any system that would creep in, because AI is no friend to anyone. It does the honest appraisals for who should be employed in that particular position against the points that are being set to get that particular person to fill that position. It might be the secretary of our departments or down to any job that we can. That not only in the government, that can be done already in the private sector, and private sector is already embracing this. And moving forward, secure digital systems, set responsibility across sectors, AI and cybersecurity readiness, and partnerships that strengthen systems. So that sums up what we're doing to begin the next 50 years. Now Papua New Guinea is at 50, and then we want to leverage the power of artificial intelligence and the power of cybersecurity. So that too must be the fundamental building blocks of what the government aspires to do. So now the Department of ICT is already doing a phenomenal job in getting these things on the roll. So I believe that in the next 50 years, we are starting on the right note, and we will get this country forward, powered by digital systems. So 50 years on and 50 years from now, the government and all of us should embrace what technology is doing, and particularly there are other developments happening which we don't have time to bring in here. The quantum computing is another one. Argumentative reality is another. So many different trends are happening, but for now, cybersecurity with artificial intelligence, we can strengthen our systems through cybersecurity, and we can also uh, defend our systems against bad guys who want to come in and get our information and steal our data and cause our systems to go down, like what happened with the Department of Finance. So that is some of the uh, things that we can embrace going forward. So back to our topic, we were on Papua New Guinea at 50, leveraging artificial intelligence, cybersecurity for a smarter digital government. So we can embrace artificial intelligence. We can embrace cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the protection of all the systems. Artificial intelligence is not a replacer of jobs, but is a disruptor. So when you are displaced, it's like you are thrown off a position. When you are disrupted, it's like you are there, but probably under a new title, probably under a new job description, you can work. And those job descriptions will have AI at the core of it in terms of what you're doing. There are dangers to it. Like if you say a company profile or a document that is classified into AI and tell AI to do a summary for you or do some what for you, then if that information, if somebody, let's say, hack ChatGPT, then those information can be leaked and they can be sold in places like the dark web. So these are things happening, but cybersecurity and artificial intelligence are here to stay, and we need to embrace in all our systems. And at Cybersecurity PNG, we are here to help government departments, corporate companies embrace artificial intelligence, integrate AI into your operational systems, and you may have a pile of data or old files that dates many years back. With AI, you can dig through those information and see the trend, whether you've been on a profit making margin like a trend, or you're on a decline. These things can be done. So your 50 years of data, your 20 years of data, all of this can be retrieved. And with AI, you can see the patterns and trends, and you can plan your way forward. So, so AI and artificial intelligence are here to stay, and we need to embrace. So I think it took about 50 minutes, 10 minutes left for our session. So I see David, you only there. I saw someone try to come in and maybe out again. There are others that did not attend, but thank you for attending, and I'll leave this time for some question and answers. If you have any questions, you can ask, and hey, I think Ainsley, you joined us. We were coming towards the end of our session, and you joined us. So if you the slides are still there, if you have any question, you may ask. I think, David, I think that's we may have come to the end of our webinar. So I'll share the link with you later. So if you anything, you can always email me. I think I didn't include my email in there, but let me see if I can.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the insightful session. That was very informative. I'm still a student. I'm finally a student at PNG. And whatever you went through was very interesting.
What course are you taking?
I'm taking computer science, mathematics, statistics, and computer science.
I also took that one back in 2005. Exactly 20 years ago.
That was a long time.
A long time ago.
Yes,
But
yeah.
those days, we never had this kind of opportunities and all that. But
Yes,
it's good that you had a keen interest in this. That's cybersecurity is not, I think, offered in UPNG as yet. I am only aware of one, which is Bachelor of Cybersecurity in the Western Pacific University, and I think University of Goroka.
Yes, yes. These are the
Apart
only
from-
two universities offering it. But I heard last year that they will introduce cybersecurity this year, 2025. But
in
they
UPNG.
haven't. Yes,
Okay.
they were suggesting that, but they haven't done that. I think it's good in cyberspace. We need more awareness on this, and we need protection. Our country is trying to pick up on digital transformation, and we need more awareness on this. And you are taking, you are spearheading this, and it's great to see that. And the way you went through the session was very insightful and interested. I was very interested.
Thank you, David. Thank you for that. That's a huge compliment. I started cybersecurity PNG in 1920 there. I used to work for some private company before, and then I decided to come on board. So there are opportunities that there. We need to support our government. The government is now calling on all us IT experts, cybersecurity experts, and those that are coming through our education system like yourself. What we all need to do is we support our government and embrace what they're doing. So now with artificial intelligence and with cybersecurity, that's opportunities are there that we need to support our government. So I see a lot of our senior IT experts in the country are calling for government to invest in infrastructure before embracing artificial intelligence. That's two sides to it, as I said earlier. One is that this infrastructure is very expensive because with artificial intelligence, it needs consuming power of memory and uh, especially CPU, central processing unit, and memory of a computer. So like my laptop, I'm running 16 gigs, but few programs I am already running and it's already exhausting. So I need to upgrade. And you think of artificial intelligence is like you're doing calculations within minutes and within seconds you want information. So if government is to invest in that, that would means even pass our national GDP because you want to have a computing power that powers the entire country. And the
Yes,
only
yes.
economic, we may not have the budget, so the economical way forward now is you embrace what Microsoft is providing, you embrace what AWS is providing, and then you look at uh, if somebody commit an offense. I was saying earlier of do we easily get that person in, like an Australian selling drugs here and then run away to Brisbane? Can it easily be picked up and flown back to Papua New Guinea? And we already have that kind of treaties in place. So the same thing applies to cybersecurity. If somebody steal data and they store in a data center, Microsoft data center in Singapore, in Australia, then we can retrieve that culprit back and work in collaboration with like the PNG, Royal PNG Constabulary and Royal Australian Police Force. So then
Yes.
we already have Australian Federal Police AFP. So we already have this kind of agreements in place. So instead of spending billions of kina and investing in, let's say, Port Moresby or Geru, and then Papua New Guinea, sometimes we have our volatile nature comes in and we do things we are not supposed to do so. At this stage, I think to invest in kind of expensive infrastructure is not feasible or it's not economical. So we can embrace. And that is where I always support the Department of ICT when they embrace AWS and Microsoft Cloud. I support that because instead of buying a server or AI server or so,
Cost.
you invest in that. So somebody else takes care of the server infrastructure, network, RAM, central processing unit, memory. So when you want to quickly deploy a server, then you don't need to go down to one IT shop and want to buy a huge server. And sometimes that server is not in the country. And when they want to buy it, so many things blocks it. So the quicker way is you can deploy a server overnight using what we call infrastructure as a service. Somebody else owned the infrastructure like the server, so you just rent it. Like Vision City. Like Vision City Mega Mall is owned by someone else, but you see all the shops inside it, it's not owned by the person who owns Vision City. RH. RH, maybe he has the RH hypermart on the other side, but all the shops are not RH owned. They are being, is creating space that is leasing. So Microsoft is doing the same thing.
Yes,
Next time,
yes.
same thing. He has a big server room like Vision City. So now he's telling everybody to come and
Wow.
lease a room. So if you want to break that one, the first security guys you will encounter is the Vision City security guards will deal with whoever the offender is. So that's the same concept in technology. Microsoft data center sizes are as big as 7, they say football stadium. So I'm thinking Suncorp Stadium, maybe 7 of them. They packed with containers, 20-foot containers. And then the same one is replicated to Singapore, to all across the world. So you think of it, if the entire US is blown up, then the Singapore data center can still power Microsoft system. So that's why we said go to those that are already doing it better and then investing. So that's the why I said we should leverage the power of cloud computing. So Microsoft does that. There's a cloud computing, but you think it's something sitting in the cloud. It does not sit in the cloud. It's sitting somewhere, but because we are accessing it through internet, so we say cloud, but another word is internet. Cloud is internet, basically. So, but that's somebody else's computer, and it's a Microsoft computer or AWS computer that DICT is using. So that's why we should embrace cloud computing.
Cloud computing comes in with Docker, and the other thing is containerization and Docker comes in.
Yes, correct. Containerized systems and like that one is like if I want to run a system, then I don't want to worry about programming all that. So I just sign up to, let's say, Microsoft's Kubernetes or other Docker systems that may deploy a quick solution. So you don't worry about any of this. Worry about RAM. It's just like Digicel. We don't worry about Digicel getting phone calls. All I need is I need a flex card, I need a mobile phone, and I need to call my relatives back home. Otherwise, I don't worry about Digicel putting generators up or putting fuel, or all that is Digicel's problem. And towers, how we manage those towers and all this, it's not my problem. All I need is a mobile phone and a SIM card and a flex card to call. So when you look at flex card and SIM card and all this, it's just like a Docker system or a container system that you are looking at, because you don't worry about other things.
Thank you. Looks like we are taking our time, but I just want to say thank you.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You have I think continue to attend seminars like this. Continue to attend like this, or that will be some great platform that you can really develop yourself, and you can really it will help you. So some things you will learn in the classroom, but the classroom will not teach you what is AI, but they will teach you the basic the engineering or the engineering behind AI. It's just AI is basically someone leveraging so much of power behind, and when they say resources, we mean the CPU and memory and network resources and all that, but it's a computer system running with high utilization of high computing resources and storage. But it's running on AI is definitely running on someone's computer system, and that computer system is at the moment one popular one is ChatGPT. That one is run by a company called OpenAI in the US, and they are manning all the infrastructure behind it. And we are already putting our voices in and say that, look, give me this and that, but the person behind, there are so many resources consuming, and someone is actually footing the bills for the resources in terms of storage, memory, and central processing unit. The power that it requires, it's a lot. And that's why the government of Papua New Guinea, we are not ready as yet to embrace our own. We can, but the thing is, why not? Instead of reinventing your wheel, why not go down to Bluntstone and buy your new tire and fit it, and you off you on the road?
That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But thank you. I'll let you go. We passed our scheduled 1 hour, so this one will be available, and I'll share it with you later, or I'll share it on our LinkedIn pages, and even on our YouTube channel, and you can access them. And those that don't have the opportunity, didn't have the chance to join us, will have the opportunity to listen to our conversation.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. You have a nice day.
Same to you.